Sarah moved to a new city, far from the haunted apartment, trying to start anew. Despite the distance, the memories of that night clung to her like a second skin, her dreams plagued by shadowy figures and sinister whispers. She found solace in the busyness of the new city, its constant hum a stark contrast to the eerie silence of her old home. Yet, something gnawed at the back of her mind, a lingering sense that the past had not been left behind. Months passed, and Sarah began to feel somewhat normal again. She made new friends and found a job she enjoyed. One rainy night, as the familiar sound of rain beating against the windows filled her small apartment, she decided to face her fears head-on. She poured herself a glass of wine and settled on the couch, determined not to let a storm control her. Just as she began to relax, her phone rang. The number was unknown, but she answered it anyway, hoping it was just a wrong number. A crackling silence filled the line, followed by a low, familiar whisper. "Leave this place." Sarah's blood ran cold. She dropped the phone, her heart pounding in her chest. It couldn't be happening again. She had left that place, hadn't she? She forced herself to calm down, convincing herself it was just a prank. But the feeling of dread was back, stronger than ever. Determined to prove to herself that she wasn't losing her mind, Sarah called her friend Lisa and asked her to come over. Lisa, always supportive, agreed without hesitation. While waiting, Sarah double-checked the locks on her doors and windows, every creak and shadow now a potential threat. When Lisa arrived, her cheerful presence was a welcome relief. They laughed about old memories, and for a while, Sarah managed to push the fear aside. But as the night wore on, the rain continued to fall, and a sense of unease crept back in. "Sarah, are you sure you're okay?" Lisa asked, concern evident in her voice. "You seem jumpy." Sarah took a deep breath. "It's just, I can't shake the feeling that something followed me here. I got a call earlier, and it said the same thing I heard back in my old apartment." Lisa frowned. "What did it say?" "Leave this place," Sarah whispered, the words sending a shiver down her spine. Lisa's expression changed from concern to something more serious. "Maybe we should call the police, just to be safe." They decided to call, and the police arrived quickly, taking their statements and checking the apartment. They found nothing out of the ordinary, assuring the women that it was likely just a prank call. Still, they promised to keep an eye on the area. After the police left, Sarah and Lisa tried to relax, but the tension in the room was palpable. Lisa offered to stay the night, and Sarah gratefully accepted. They decided to watch a movie to distract themselves, but halfway through, the power went out. "Great," Lisa muttered, grabbing her phone to use as a flashlight. "I'll check the breaker." Sarah stayed on the couch, clutching her blanket, every sound amplified in the dark. Lisa hadn't been gone long when Sarah heard a faint noise from the hallway. She turned, the flashlight beam catching a glimpse of a shadowy figure at the end of the hall. "Lisa," she called out, her voice trembling. There was no response. The figure remained still, just out of reach of the light. Heart pounding, Sarah got up and slowly approached, the beam shaking in her unsteady hand. As she got closer, the figure disappeared, melting into the shadows. "Lisa, where are you?" Sarah's voice was barely a whisper. The basement door creaked open, and Sarah heard a soft, almost imperceptible whisper. She forced herself to move forward, her steps tentative. The basement was pitch black, and the sound of the rain above seemed to grow louder, echoing through the space. "Lisa?" she called out again, her voice echoing. A sudden loud crash made her jump, and the flashlight slipped from her hand, clattering to the floor and plunging her into darkness. She fumbled for it, her hands shaking, when a cold hand grasped her wrist. She screamed, pulling away, but the grip tightened. A familiar, chilling whisper filled the air. "Leave this place." Sarah managed to break free, grabbing the flashlight and shining it towards the source of the voice. She saw Lisa standing there, her eyes wide with terror, her mouth moving but no sound coming out. "Lisa, what happened?" Sarah rushed to her, but Lisa's eyes were fixed on something behind Sarah. Sarah turned slowly, the beam of the flashlight illuminating the figure of a man, his face twisted in an expression of rage and sorrow. He took a step towards them, and Sarah felt the cold grip of fear tighten around her heart. "Who are you?" she demanded, her voice shaking. The man didn't answer. Instead, he repeated the words that had haunted her for so long. "Leave this place." Sarah and Lisa backed away, but the man advanced, his form becoming more solid, more real. Sarah realized with growing horror that this was no ghost, but something much worse. "Why are you here?" Sarah asked, her voice barely above a whisper. The man stopped, his expression softening for a moment. "You took something that didn't belong to you," he said, his voice filled with anguish. "You must return it." Sarah's mind raced, trying to remember. "What do you mean?" "I don't have anything." The man pointed to the candle on the table, the same one she had used that fateful night. "That candle holds a part of my soul. You must return it, or be forever haunted." Sarah grabbed the candle, feeling its cold surface. "How do I return it?" The man stepped closer, his form flickering like the flame. "Light it in the place where you found it. Only then will I be at peace." Lisa and Sarah exchanged a look, both understanding the gravity of the situation. They had to return to the old apartment, face the darkness once more, and lay the spirit to rest. With renewed determination, they braved the storm, making their way back to the place Sarah had tried so hard to forget. The building loomed before them, its windows dark and foreboding. They climbed the stairs, each step echoing in the empty hallways. Finally, they stood before the door of the old apartment. Sarah took a deep breath and unlocked it, the door creaking open to reveal the dim, dusty interior. She placed the candle on the table, her hands shaking as she lit it. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the air grew cold and the shadows seemed to come alive. The man appeared, his form more solid than before, his eyes filled with a mix of sorrow and gratitude. "Thank you," he said, his voice a mere whisper. "I can rest now." With that, he faded away, the room growing warmer, the oppressive feeling lifting. The candle burned brightly, its flame steady and unwavering. Sarah and Lisa left the apartment, feeling a sense of peace they hadn't known in months. The storm outside had lessened, the rain now a gentle patter against the windows. As they walked away, Sarah knew she had faced her fears and helped a lost soul find peace. The past was behind her, and she was finally free,